Oh, hey there. Omajo Day here speaking. Second period, AP Art History. The artwork I have here to present to you today is The Calling of St. Matthew by Caravaggio. The creation of The Calling of St. Matthew started in 1599 AD. It was not completed until a year later in 1600 AD. It is an oil painting created using the Baroque style of art. What is Baroque style of art? Well, Baroque art tended to be in large scales, like a fresco. Baroque paintings capture key elements of Catholic dogma that can be directly in biblical works or indirectly in mythological compositions. These are actually shown here in these works of art made by Caravaggio himself. Caravaggio was born in 1571, possibly in Milan, and died in 1610. He lived a short life fueled with rage and a passion for art. The world he was born into was very violent and unstable at the time. He was born a week after the Battle of Lepanto, a bloody conflict where Turkish invaders were driven out of Christendom. His father and entire family were killed by the bubonic plague, a rare bacterial infection from infected fleas. He received training as a Mannerist painter from Simone Pietrozano at the age of 13. He became the most influential of all the 17th century painters, becoming a mainspring of realism and one of the innovators of Baroque paintings. His influence was immense, with elements of Caravaggism, which became a permanent feature of European art. The Calling of St. Matthew hangs in the Contarelli Chapel of the San Luigi dei Franceschi, a French church in Rome. It was commissioned by Cardinal Matthew Contarelli. He provided resources and specific guidelines to commemorate his patron, St. Matthew. Cardinal Francesco Maria del Monte, Caravaggio's patron, helped him gain the commission to hang his art in the Contarelli Chapel. The Calling of St. Matthew is a pendant to the martyrdom of St. Matthew. It depicts an almost silent, dramatic narrative. The image shows predictions of what happened before the painting and what will happen next. In the painting, you can see the tax gatherer Levi, or St. Matthew as we know it, seated at a table with four assistants. He was busy counting coins for the day's profits. You may have already noticed the light that shines from the upper right hand corner in the room. That light is a metaphor for spiritual awakening. You can notice Jesus in the image standing right behind St. Peter, and notice the halo which sits on his head that's very faint. On the left, you see two men who are gamblers counting their coins. They do not acknowledge the presence of Jesus by continuing to count their coins. This represents the decline toward their eternal life. The two boys in the center do respond to Jesus' presence, though. The younger one clings to Levi in need for protection, while the eldest one, who is armed, leans toward Jesus intensely. You see St. Peter, who stands in front of Jesus, points at Levi in response to Jesus asking Levi to follow him. Jesus calls Levi to become his apostle by pointing at Levi, who is shocked into a position of questioning himself. The arm of Jesus separates the two parts of the image both literally and symbolically. This image also has tenebrism, which is an intense and dramatic use of chiaroscuro, or shadows, generally with large areas of darkness and an unseen light source. If you can see, you notice the same tenebrism in these two images by Caravaggio himself. Well, that's all I have for today, folks. I'm out. Peace.